The grand jury that's looking into the JonBenét Ramsey murder case is taking the weekend off. The jurors plan to meet again on Tuesday to wrap up their investigation. Meantime, renowned criminologist Henry Lee is meeting with prosecutors today to review some evidence in the case. NBC's Dan Abrams is in Boulder, Colorado this morning. Good morning to you, Dan.
Good morning, Soledad.
Let's begin with the... I'm sorry, forgive me. I know we have a terrible delay that we're dealing with.
I'll start, Soledad. Why don't I start by just sort of telling you what's going on here. The grand jurors wrapped up their work yesterday. They began deliberations on Thursday afternoon. They continued those deliberations yesterday, and then Alex Hunter, the Boulder District Attorney, came out and said they are going to be back on Tuesday to continue that work. Now, just the fact that they're deliberating doesn't necessarily tell us what's going on. They could be deliberating whether there should be an indictment or not, which is, of course, the most likely scenario. But remember, they could even be deliberating whether they should issue a report. If there is no indictment in this case, and the grand jurors want to issue a report explaining why there was no indictment, they would need 9 of the 12 grand jurors to agree to even issue that report. So we are still in a somewhat fluid situation because we don't know exactly what's going on. We do know, however, that criminalist Henry Lee is expected in town this weekend. We were told earlier this week that Henry Lee was expected to be coming to town. As you can see there he is taking pictures at the crime scene at the Ramsey home. He's been involved in this case since a few months in, and he is one who had recommended more tests be done a while back. Bob Grant, the district attorney from Adams County, who's been advising on this case, seems to believe that Henry Lee's concerns have been addressed, but now Lee is going to talk more with Alex Hunter about possibly what those tests revealed, what more needs to be done, but that doesn't tell us anything about the outcome, because Henry Lee could be here even if there were an indictment, even if there weren't, he could still be talking about what's the next step.
NBC's Dan Abrams. As always, we've raised a lot of questions. We just have to sit back and wait for some answers. I thank you very much for that update.
Okay, so
And coming up on Morning Blend this morning, we're going to get you caught up on all the rest of the day's top stories. Plus, would allowing patients to sue HMOs for refusing proper treatment would it improve health care or just drive your medical costs higher? We're going to have a debate up next. And what would you pay to own a piece of the king of rock and roll?